go. We're going for it. Hey there, guys. Welcome to Confessions of the Idiots. Everybody wants to confess, but not everyone wants to hear them. Today, I am joined for the isolation tapes with my good friend, one of my closest friends, the great Tom Budge. Welcome, Tom. Everyone's clapping for you. And who are your friends? You haven't introduced me to your friends. It'd be great for the podcast listeners just to know who your friends are right now, because they seem great. They seem really nice, and they're staying still because they respect boundaries. I get that. But who are they? Can you maybe introduce us?
Also staying still, but notice that they are really projecting such positivity at this time.
And that's what you need. It's so funny because this podcast is going to go out as an audio podcast and as a video as well. So for the great listeners, they're going to be wanting to see this video so bad because you've really gone all out. And you notice Dave Lawson didn't do the same. So, I mean, have you one-upped him? Who's to say? But I'm going to say yes.
Look, history will give the answer to that.
They will, yeah. In the history books. I imagine this podcast is going to feature heavily in future history books.
Definitely. This is a record.
How are you doing? How are you doing with your isolation at the moment, Tom Budge? How are you keeping creative? How are you entertaining yourself?
For me, this is day 15 of my mandatory isolation. I did 7 days in Auckland at the request of the job I was working on, so that I didn't potentially infect New Zealand. And I took that very seriously and did not leave my hotel room. I wasn't careless like some. But then I did the mad flight back to Melbourne and went straight into another 14 days of isolation.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm 14 days in with 7 to go.
Yeah. And you've made some great friends along the way, though, some would say. I mean, look at those girls behind you right now.
Those silver girls, I call them.
You call them that?
Silver girls.
It's a TV show about that one day. Who knows? The silver girls. Let's call it that.
Probably not.
No? Okay.
Let's be honest.
Okay.
Probably not.
You think this is the end of TV as we know it? You're always making the call.
Look, I make big calls. I make definite calls.
Yeah, definite calls. What are you doing at the moment to keep yourself entertained, though, Tom Budge? What are you doing to make sure that you're keeping well mentally in this time? Have you got any tips for people that are maybe feeling a little bit isolated? Maybe they're feeling like they should be a bit more creative in this time to keep themselves entertained. What are you doing, Tom Budge?
What's up? It makes me think. Yeah. The thing is. The important thing. Yeah. What's up? Is to have.
You're the first guest ever that has come with a track as well. You know that because you're a muser. You've come with your own sound effects. Or are you being haunted? Who knows? True dat. Mad respect, my friend. True dat. Yeah.
The thing to do when you're in isolation is to establish a MIDI device with all sorts of reassuring sound effects. And then you feel like, you're going to have the confidence to get through this,
Of course. True that. Can I just say, true that? Do you mind if I speak freely? True that. What do you think at this time is the most important message to send out to people at the moment, Tom Budge? To stay at home? What do you think? No, get out there.
Get amongst
it. You're missing the best part of the day.
Drink it all up while no one's looking. That's
don't carry on like a pork chop. Get out there.
Look, we've really got to observe the failing of all of our systems.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing this time. We've got to use our instinct to stay at home and observe all of the historical structures that have failed us.
Yes. Not podcasting.
No.
I'll have you know that. Don't you dare say podcasting, Tom Budge. Okay.
Feminine community structure is going to be the savior.
Of course it will.
I promise you this.
You've made a promise to me, and you've made a promise to the silver girls behind you right now. Make sure that you stick to this. Your silver girls.
Yeah.
They love you, your ladies in waiting. Well, Tom Budge, we have two wonderful confessions for you today, and I hope that this is going to keep people entertained as it's going to entertain you right now, because the first confession, Tom Budge, comes from Ben. Ben writes, I have a partner that I've loved for many years. It's really nice. We were high school sweethearts, if that's what you call it.
Oh.
Do you call it that?
Ooh.
If you've been together for that long, would you call yourself a high school sweetheart, Tom Budge?
I just don't know why he's throwing that open to interpretation at that point.
Yeah, we don't need to interpret that.
High school sweethearts, if that's what you call it.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you call it? Well, really accusing us?
Slavery?
Yeah. What do you call it? Slavery? Wake up to yourself. If that's what you call it, and had no trouble in moving that relationship into our adult life. It's funny. Our friendship groups haven't really changed, and we've been able to save for a house together. I work as a teacher while Rani works in marketing or something. How good's that? Or something. That's an issue, especially because they studied together and everything as well. You should definitely know what your long-term partner does. Marketing, if that's what you call it. So works in marketing.
That's their whole relationship.
That's exactly how they talk. I work as a teacher while Rani works in marketing or something. We've built our lives together, and for the most part, it's been going really well. We're able to live our lives and have full support of our loving, devoted parents. It's nice to have devoted parents, isn't it, Tom Budge?
It's creepy.
It's creepy. Okay, if that's what you call it.
Yeah, if that's what you call it.
Where do you think this confession is going at the moment, Tom Budge? Do you have any inkling to where this could be going?
I feel like it's some major. I mean, she's hinted at the fact of how inattentive. Oh, he and Rani.
Hearing Rani.
He's hinted at, but what is gender anyway?
True that.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, yo, peep this.
Yeah, peep this.
Peep this. Hold on, do you mind if I just peep this real quick? So I'm just peeping this, yeah.
Oh, just hang on a sec. I'm just gonna.
Hey, yo, peep this.
He's hinted at the fact that he has no fucking idea what she's doing in general. So he's very inattentive.
True that.
I wonder whether it's major. What you want? I've got to stop using my sound.
It's addictive. I keep seeing you looking down a little bit, like the eyes just go down, like maybe now's the time. Yeah. What you want? I'm always saying that. You can't stop me.
Sorry, this made me shit all over your podcast.
It's so funny.
I think it might be like some major failure of attention. Like he doesn't know her middle name, or like.
Oh yeah. Well, he also doesn't know she works in marketing, so who's to know? He doesn't know a lot. Well, Ben writes.
Could literally be anything. Marketing or plumber.
Probably a plumber. She works in hydraulics. When your high school sweethearts, your family are intertwined, you can't escape that. But I have an awful secret that nobody knows. On the side, for cash only, I'm a sex worker.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're cool with that? No real. Yeah, whatever. You got to do what you got to do. You got to pay them bills. Am I right? Especially in this current climate, Tom Budge. Yes. Oh, good.
There's going to be all sorts of...
The Howard government are the worst.
In that way, I think sexuality in this climate is going to get very, very interesting. I think if you catch eyes with someone in a window, keep going, keep moving.
Keep moving?
Keep going back.
Okay.
We'll just keep just leave that window because something is happening there that you don't know the absolutes to. If someone's just standing there staring out a window for too long,
move on.
Just also, just wake up. There are bits at play.
Bits at play?
There are smells. There's bits at play. There are smells that you can't identify at that time.
Yep.
Your normal instincts are blanketed. Blanketed.
I'd go with blanketed. Yeah, let's go with blanketed. I'm a sex worker. Yes, that's right. Behind Ronnie's back, I have sex for cash. Always cash, of course, and no paper trail. I realized that I was a sex addict a few years ago, and I didn't know what to do. A friend of mine suggested I go and do something about it. Someone joked that I should become a sex worker. I actually looked into it and, through a search online, met someone who told me that I could do it if I had a big enough cock. That's the reason you do anything, Tom, isn't it? Yeah, you could do that if you've got a big enough cock.
I love the guidance counselor role that he put in one throwaway comment from someone on the message board. You know, like someone went like, "You know, if you have a big enough cock, I guess," like that, and he went like,
That's what happened the first time I said, should I get into podcasting? And someone said, well, if you've got a big enough cock.
Yeah.
And I have stuck to it, even though I don't.
You went ahead with it, even
lied through my fucking teeth, Tom Budge.
But look, you've got big podcast energy. That's the thing about you.
I've got big podcast energy. Yeah. Turns out, without having to brag, that I do. All right, so he's got a big cock. Ben's got a big cock. And so he hooked me up with someone through a burner phone that I had to purchase. Don't worry, it was like $60. So I don't know why we have to care about his finances all of a sudden.
I was worried that he had a plan going.
Yeah, he needs to have a plan. Yeah. I met up with a client and I loved it. I made $300 for a first time. And obviously, now my dick is worth so much more. Because capital goes up, Tom. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the scale. People talk. Word of mouth.
No, the moment that someone encounters a sex worker, they walk out and they are shouting from the rooftops about that. So
that experience,
inevitably everyone goes, "Oh my God, Ben's cock."
Ben's cock. I love Rani more than anything. I spend the cash on things like jewelry for her and extra little things that we can't afford otherwise. I kind of see it as a good thing for her. If it was all down to just having sex with her, then her vagina wouldn't stand a chance. Because he's a sex addict, Tom. Her vagina, it didn't stand a chance. I need it constantly.
That poor
vagina.
Umbrella inside out vagina.
So timid.
With a small stick and a little bundle of belongings walking through the rain.
It didn't stand a chance in the dead of winter. I needed it constantly. Sex drives me forward in every situation. And even though it's only been a while in this situation, I'm having sex for cash at least 4 times a week. Rani knows nothing about it. She wants to settle down and have a family. I know that at some point she'll want me home more and will start to question where I'm getting all this extra money. I wonder if there will ever be a point where I can come clean and tell her what's really going on. I don't know if she'll understand. That's what Tom writes. That's his confession, Tom. That's his confession. What do you think Tom's got to do in this situation, Tom? What do you think Ben's got to do in this situation?
Coming clean has never been more apt.
Sure. Sanitize regularly.
I think, wow. I mean, as you know, as I've mentioned, because I have impulse control,
of course.
I am a recovering sex addict myself.
Mm-hmm. Is that because you got a big cock?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to clarify. I ask all my guests that. Yeah.
We every sex addict has a huge
cock.
Just unmanageable penis.
That's just a fact, yeah. And you can't have one partner because they wouldn't stand a chance.
They wouldn't stand a chance. Oh my God, did he? I mean, there's so much to pick apart.
Yeah,
he hasn't thought about, the fact that you don't need to have vaginal sex necessarily.
Sure, there's lots of other options.
There are all sorts of ways you could incorporate your partner in your need for gratification. Vaginas can handle a baby, so
that's true. They're pretty strong. They're tough. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've read about it.
Yeah, and they don't come out exactly the same.
Is that true?
But still, still fucking
passable
great.
As a baby. Great, yeah.
I've seen some great post-baby vaginas in my life.
Right,
like
yeah.
They're
looking
cute,
good,
and they've got character.
Yeah,
and they've been through a lot.
Yep. Yep.
And it's just kind of made them more interesting.
That's true.
But anyway, enough of that. Look, there are many layers of my mind right now, thinking charitably, realistically, comedically. Let's start with the charity.
Yes.
Poor guy's defo got a lot of shame going on right now.
Of course. Yeah, of course. A lot of shame.
He's saying it all like, I'm Mr. Big Cock and blah, 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 blah. But the reality is, like, he's fucking, I'm assuming what? If you're a male sex worker, your chances and you're heterosexual, your chances are slim of making that a profession.
Okay.
Right? So
them's just facts.
Them's just facts. You're definitely having same-sex encounters, which whatever, but that is either through like Grindr or like one of those kinds of apps that is like a fast sex kind of deal, or he's street hooking. Does that even happen anymore?
I'm not sure. Well, he's got a burner phone, so I think he's getting calls to actually go to people's houses. He might have a pimp. We don't know. He probably has a pimp.
Also, 300 for a male prostitute.
Yeah,
I think is like, that's pretty crazy. Like,
you think he's selling himself short?
No, I think he's saying that he's getting paid more than he actually is.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah. He's bragging a lot about it, but it's not really true. Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of easy to find dicks in the world.
Sure. Some of them big, some of them not.
But the market for rent-a-dick is flooded. It's flooded.
Yeah. Well, personally speaking, you've had your own companies for years.
I've investigated all of the ins and outs of all this, and I know that the business case just doesn't stack up.
Yep, fact. That's just the fact of the matter. Yeah. So
so that's the shame. So that's the charity, right?
Yeah.
So I feel for the guy, right? There's a lot of shame going on. There's a lot of neurological things that are making him live this life.
Yes.
He has stimulus deficit. He is hunting stimulus wherever he can. Sex is just the thing for the moment. It will be drugs. It will be alcohol. It will be whatever. So that's that. Then there is... so I've covered charity and I've covered neurology.
Yes.
And now to comedy.
Please, Tom, if you will, some comedy.
If it pleases the court, some comedy.
Make the record show this is the comedy bit, everyone.
Oh God. He needs. This is one of the rare ones, and I never think it's appropriate to own up for almost all these. I don't even know whether I've ever even recommended a confession, but I think this one is absolute. He says that he does love his partner more than anything.
Yeah.
And he owes it to her, and it's possible that it may bring them closer together than ever to reveal this thing, which is a problem that he has. It's not some like cool thing that that's a secret fun thing. Like, it's a problem, you know? So he needs to talk to her about it and just say like, hi, this is my whole world. And this is the burden I carry.
Yeah.
And it will bring them together. She already knows in some way in her body, in her soul, Is it a her,
soul.
Rani?
Rani, beautiful Rani. She
Rani
works in marketing or something. You know Rani.
Oh yeah, or something. The plumber Rani.
The plumber Rani.
Rani plumber. Yeah. So yeah, I'm recommending full confess.
I love that. Come clean, get it off your chest, and see what Rani thinks. Because maybe come clean. Because maybe Rani wants some sex too. Maybe it won't be too much for her. Maybe she is the same as him. You know, they've been together for so long. She knows him. She understands him.
I've got to say, almost definitely, she's not the same as him. Don't want to burst that bubble.
Okay,
but
burst it.
It's potentially unlikely.
Okay.
Her vagina, we know, is can't handle this.
Wouldn't stand a chance, Tom, if I'm honest.
Chance. I hope, though, quite seriously, I hope that she doesn't have a vulnerable vagina in this, because if they're high school
God, you're always saying that.
There, it is the thing that I say. You know, see you, Mum. Hope you don't. If they're high school sweethearts, their love and their connection started very early.
Yes.
And possibly before broader knowledge of penetrative sex.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that, like, she's just got like a small, shallow vagina that's never been able to handle this just massive peen.
Massive.
And like, she's just getting a UTI like every single time.
Yeah.
Like,
if that's happening, sort yourself out.
Things are problematic. People think that they're, something to covet. They are not.
No, do not covet.
Problem. Don't covet big penis.
Penis. It's a problem penis. Well, confess. Confess to beautiful Rani. It's what she deserves. And then you'll feel better as well, Ben. You'll feel better. Yeah. And oh my God, it's just going to be good. And give up the sex work if you don't want to do that. And if Rani's not cool with that and you want to stay with Rani.
Yeah. And also just whatever you're doing out there, just keep it so safe.
Oh, keep it so safe, Ben. That's what we care about the most. Well, we solved his problem, Tom. Let's move on to the next confession that comes from Claire. Claire types.
Yes, Claire.
Yep. No surprises here. All right. So no surprises here. This is how she starts it. And
okay, I feel relaxed then.
At this point, anything that Claire says could surprise me because I don't know Claire. I love her. God knows I love her, but I don't know her. Not at this point.
But she said no surprises.
No surprises here. I have a crush on my neighbour. That surprised you, Tom? Because it surprised the hell out of me when I read that. No surprises here. I was like, I'm like you. I was relaxed, and then I have a crush on my neighbour.
You are easily surprised.
Yeah.
You are easily surprised.
That's true.
Like, I remember the first time I met you, I said hi, and you were like, oh. And then I said,
you can talk.
How are you? And then you were really surprised. Just because someone was asking about your welfare.
Well, I didn't expect a question straight up. So I have a crush on my neighbour. He lives with his girlfriend, and I hate that about him.
It is a character trait.
It is a character trait, yeah. Oh, God. He's the perfect guy, Wayne, and always sits in the backyard. Always sits in the backyard with...
Sorry, it sounds like she's addressing Wayne as in where Wayne. Like, he's the perfect guy, Wayne.
Wayne.
Or is that
Wayne. That's just me reading it.
Wayne.
So
he's Wayne.
He's Wayne. It's the way I decided to read it. I read it in a really bitter way.
And it was the correct way. Yeah.
I think it was the correct way. He's the perfect guy, Wayne, and always sits in the backyard with his singlet and smoking dart after dart. Could be you right now. Yeah. I'm such a big fan of his. Ever since moving in and I first saw him, I fell in love. I just love everything about him. It doesn't take long for me to realize that he had a girlfriend, and so I had to be smart about it. Anytime she headed out, I made sure that I knocked on the door asking for help with something. I'd wear small little things, often a tiny little dress or the shortest skirt I could find. I'd try and turn him on in any way possible, but he was always so faithful to his stupid girlfriend. So I'd go and see Wayne more and more. Anytime she'd be out, I'd just go there, and I loved it. I loved basking in the sunlight with Wayne. But the other day, things changed. As soon as his girlfriend went out, I popped over. He told me he knew what I was playing at and he couldn't go any further. So he's always coming around, Tom. At that point, he's like, I know what you're playing at. You've got to stop coming around.
Yeah, this is a part of the furniture I can't handle anymore.
It's part. I told him that I had a crush on him, and he told me that he already knew. Of course he did.
Of course he fucking did.
Of course he fucking did. He wasn't an idiot, after all. He was Wayne. That's another one of his traits. So one of his traits is he has a girlfriend. The other one, he's not an idiot.
Wayne.
We get that. He's Wayne.
He's Wayne.
We know Wayne. He's Wayne and he's Wayne. Just a man like you or I, she writes. And she is not a man, and she can't assume that everyone reading is a man. She shouldn't just be assuming that of her audience. Reddit, I imagine. Not all men.
She's really the universal, like, mankind.
Mankind. Really. You're all like that. Yeah. It's what you're all like. Yeah. Like, I don't like her.
It's penetrative.
It certainly is. So just as I was about to leave, Wayne pushed me up against the wall and kissed me. I took his flaccid penis out of his shorts and pulled on it until it was rock hard. This is what you're missing out on, I told him.
Can I have it back? He said.
Can I have it back, please, now? Thank you. Just as I was starting, we heard the front door slam and his girlfriend was suddenly home. It was actually the first time I met her properly, and Wayne told her that I lived next door, which isn't really a lie. It's not a lie at all.
Not a lie at all.
He does. These are all facts.
In fact, you told us.
Yeah, you told us that you live next door. We kind of believe you.
Unless she's a ghost.
She could be. So once I met Jessica, I could be for all you know. So once I met Jessica, I was blown away. She's one of the most beautiful and kind people I've ever known. So, naturally now, I feel like a fucking piece of shit. I feel awful for what I've done. Each day now, Jessica walks by and smiles at me. She's just lovely. I think now that maybe I should stop going around to see just Wayne, and maybe I should tell her what has gone on. Tell her and come clean that I grabbed Wayne that day and that he did not resist. That he did not fight back. I worry now that I have a bit of a crush on Jessica too. What's a girl to do? So Claire easily falls in love. What's that?
You know what a girl to do? Shut the fuck up. In this case.
Shut the fuck up. You don't think she should come clean to Jessica?
No.
And say, I grabbed Wayne's... Move house. Okay.
Move house. Leave.
Yeah. But she's just going to fall in love with another neighbour, Tom.
Well, yes.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's something else to deal with in the future. Let's focus on right now. Yeah.
Sure. That's not today's problem.
This is a predator.
Yes. Okay.
She has had an endless project of going around every day, the time. I'm assuming months of constant kind of dangling to this person who she's endlessly loyal and constantly denying these answers. And then one day that changes momentarily and she pulls on his penis.
Flaccid penis.
She meets the human for the first time. Is that simple of an individual, Claire herself, that she needs to see an actual person to feel bad about her actions?
Well, she just thought it was a trait. She just thought that the girlfriend was a trait of a beautiful Wayne. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was just beautiful Wayne on the list.
Yeah. So
I can't believe, and then she throws in, and now she's attracted to her for good measure. Like, Jesus Christ, this is a flailing lump of ectoplasm of an.
You calling Claire a lump? That's not very nice, Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
She's just a lump. I don't think. I mean, I hope she is doing something kind for someone in some other area of her life.
Yeah.
Because right now, she is nothing more than a worrying burr in the fur of that relationship.
That was beautiful what you just said. That was beautiful. How you just said that and what you said. I'm actually going to start tearing up in a second because
my metaphor was so strong.
Yep.
It interrupted my internet connection.
It did. It's actually breaking down. Is your internet okay? You actually have frozen a little bit there because it was powerful. I think someone was listening in and just dropped everything, dropped the internet, and it stopped working.
I think that's highly possible that they actually went, "Oh my God, he's getting close to the truth. He's getting, oh fuck."
The truth about Claire. So you think she just needs to move, Tom? That's your advice?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yes, she needs to move. She needs to fucking evacuate that area and their lives.
Yeah. Okay. You don't have to tell me this. You need to tell Claire.
Live on the farm.
Yeah.
On her own.
Yeah.
In the middle
For a
of
bit.
nowhere.
No neighbours.
Yeah. Maybe ostrich farming. Just saying.
Okay. They need the support right now.
They need help. We need to get the culture back about the usefulness of products of ostriches. I'm just saying. I haven't got any invested money in it.
So you're saying Claire, Claire just needs to move away, remove herself from the situation, Tom Budge, and she'll be a lot better off. Leave Wayne and beautiful Jessica alone for a little bit. Shut the fuck up. Yep. Well, I think we've solved 2 major problems on today's podcast, Tom Budge. Before we go, Tom, what are you grateful for right about now? Tell me, because I'm trying to bring a little bit more happiness to people's lives right now. What are you grateful for, Tom Budge, at this point in time?
Yeah.
I'm grateful for MIDI controllers.
Sure.
That hold sound banks.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, yo, peep this.
I'm grateful for. We've in the horror of everything we're experiencing, we have been given a gift of something that has never happened universally, and that
podcasting.
Is a gift of stopping and observing. Yes. Podcasting. I mean, it has happened.
Sure. We'll agree to disagree.
Stopping and observing. We're observing all systems for the first time in our modern world. That's an opportunity that would never have happened.
Yeah, that's very true. Well,
happened.
Tom Budge, thank you so much for coming on the Isolation Tapes, the podcast. I really do appreciate you coming on, and I hope that you'll come back on very soon.
You're a very good man. You do a very good thing that's good for people, and you have a very swelled, full heart, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I love you, sir. Ciao, Bella. As I always sign out the podcast with. Ciao, Bella.
Bella or Bella.
Ciao, Bella. Who knows? I don't even notice it. Goodbye. Good night, Australia.
Bye. Bye, silver ladies.
Bye, silver ladies.
Oh, my silver ladies. Oh, my silver ladies. Oh, my silver ladies.